Hi guys, welcome to this video. If you're new to ArcoLinux, you probably don't know, but every month we release ISOs, the core ISOs, and in the future we're going to release a few B ISOs. So we have a kind of a rotation. Every 3 months you'll find something new for the Bs, and a B is a minimal ISO with one desktop. Beginners, we recommend you to do the XL, which is the extra large, where you get acquainted with all the beautiful free apps that Linux provides, like GIMP, Inkscape, stuff like that. Maybe you will not use it, but you get to know them, and later on you can decide to install XS, which is an extra small. That's all XFCE. Every month we make 2 videos. An article on arcolinux.info. Info stands for information, so that's the proper way to put it, or the right way to put it there. And one video is how to stay rolling. That's going to be this one. It means we put in an ISO. Often it's the XL because it has extra large, the most packages, so probably the most issues. The more packages you install, the more issues you can have, right? So XL is our way of telling you this happened between point A in time and point B, and how to stay up to date, because that's important. And we have also a playlist on YouTube, like 107 videos already, of how to update your system. It's important in Windows, it's important in Mac, it's important iOS and Android. It's always important to update. So the knowledge that we provide there is important. The other video I'm gonna make after this one is what's new. Things have changed. Arch ISO gives updates, Calamares has updates, and all the rest has updates. I mean, we're focused a little bit what we've done the last month. So it's only 2 videos a month. You really need to watch or skim through, right? Watch or skim through, and that's enough. For instance, I've made a video about VirtualBox 7.0 and all the rest that will come. And all you need to remember is put it in VMSVGA, and then remember Control F, and then you get the full width and height of your monitor. In my case, 1920 on 1080. That works a little bit easier. So right Control and I take an F for full screen and off and on. Done. So the old ISO is an image in time. It has a kernel of that time, it has the mesa of that time, it has anything that's on here, because what you see is what you get. That's important. What you see is gonna be installed on your system. You can install only more, not less, right? There's no way telling Calamares get rid of this and that and that. No way. So that's for later, and that we call the ArcoLinux Nemesis scripts. There you say sudo pacman -r, and R is remove, S is install. Alright. In these videos, how to update, I do an offline. Why? Because this guy is going to update my system. And that's just the point of the video. What happens? Do I need to do something? Do I need knowledge to update my system? Do we get questions about updating? And maybe you've seen it already. If you are on ArcoLinux already, then you've seen that they have been releasing like 3 or 4 archlinux-keyrings this month. So that's important. That's already something to know, the archlinux-keyring. So I'm just gonna go for this. This means I'm not online, so to speak. I'm sitting somewhere on the beach. I don't have internet, but I can still install everything. Everything is what you see is what you get. That's it. At this point in time, it's just an rsync, if you know already the application. Toggle link. It's just a let's copy this from there. So basically the bits and the bytes flow from the ISO to your future system. That's it. So that's why you can't do any kind of artificial intelligence, because it's there already, right? It's gonna be copy pasted. What you see is what you get. This is still not a video about how to update, right? Because I need, first of all, to get something on there, the ISO and the situation of a month ago, and then we'll update. So I'll pause the video here and then we'll see what needs to be done. There we go. So we restart. So we're back in time. This is basically, yeah, traveling back in time, meaning it's, well, more or less a week before 1st of February. That's where we'll probably make our ISOs and then we test them. All ISOs that we make have been tested, all of them. If it's 40, it's 40, all of them, right? On real metal, on VirtualBox, all the time. Ctrl-T. This is ISO 230202, right? All the technical information you see is there. We have VM SVGA that we have added in the VirtualBox, and we know that right Control F is making everything full screen. Today, VirtualBox 7, if you upgrade it, update it, right? So upgrading, what's all this about? Well, it's all about aliases, because update does not exist on Arch. Sudo pacman minus, and that's it. So if we do this, it's basically everything that pacman knows. And what is the knowledge of pacman? This is the knowledge of pacman. That's all it knows. This is a personal repo of mine. This is Arch, and this is from ArcoLinux repo. And here everything is pre-built. These are packages. These are not package builds. That's something else. Okay, that's from the AOR. We'll do that next. So the first thing, if you update, this is what it's gonna do and check. Hey, is there a new package for X? Oh yes, there's a new one, and it's gonna install it. So this is an important thing to remember. Look at the date, 25, right? 27. So it's a kind of very new thing here, archlinux-keyring. So we have a sort of security system, well, not sort, it's security system, where a package is signed by a user by his key, and that's how we check that everything is valid, that everything is okay. It's a lot of downloads, and if that's a problem, then maybe there are better distros for you, but that's how Arch is, right? Because 90% of ArcoLinux is Arch. Take a look at all these names, that's us. Well, here, right? From there, that's it. You count the packages, probably gonna be 98%, 97% is Arch at this point in time in downloads. We're gonna get the new Linux kernel in. This is your reflex. Oh, I need to reboot, right? This is your reflex. Linux firmware stuff is coming in. Another firmware here. So yeah, already 2 signals, Linux headers. Okay, got it. I need to reboot later on. As you see, we have parallel downloads on in pacman.conf. This makes it a lot faster, and Arch Linux does not do that by default, which makes it a little bit strange in my eyes. They've managed to create parallel downloads in pacman some years ago already, but by default it's not on. We put it on. This is all good, no problems here. It's a check of files, but I hate these backgrounds for user share, so I've got rid of them. And he says, hey, there's no file information, and that's correct. We've removed them. We can't have them on our ISO. Point. Everybody has their own backgrounds, their own wallpapers. That's what it's about. So all these things, often you see these remarks, a warning means a warning. It's not an error. So move on, basically. So yeah, maybe I should tell you that I'm making a lot of videos about the terminal, right? Might be that you're very new to Linux and that you want something graphical. There is something graphical, but I'll never use it to explain you guys how to update things. I will use it to tell, look, there is a lot of photo and video applications on Linux. It's just free, that just waits for you to just press the button and you've got Blender installed, right? That's okay, that's cool. I'll also make technical stuff saying what's on a repository. On the Nemesis repo, it's my personal one, there are a lot of icons there, right? They're not installed. So this is how I use this tool, which is coming from Manjaro, so all credits to these guys. About, right? PAMAC is coming from Manjaro. It should say so, because credits, right? All credits due to not only Guillaume Benoit, but the team of Manjaro. And updating I'll do in a terminal, because I'll read, I'll follow along if there is anything strange, if there are any messages that are important, because at this point, actually you should do that for any operating system. That's maintenance. Maintenance is important. What happens to my machine? I hope you're interested in that, because that's basic for functionality, for problem solving, and so on. So you see, okay, that has been changed or installed, right? We use RIP. That's one of the things that we say, okay, what happened to my machine? I installed Zenity on this date, that hour, minute, second, Zenity was installed. I rebooted and I got an issue. Then you go back in time and say, when was the update? I can't reach my Samba client. There was a Samba server. So Samba client has been updated. Yeah, okay, maybe I should downgrade the package, see if it works. Or is the configuration changed? Should I change my configuration? There's lots of things that can happen to your system. But it's also traceable, so that's important. There was nothing really happening, right? We'll do the work, we'll do the math, we'll do the process, the workflow. Update, reboot, check, all is well, fine, enter. Is all well? You need to reboot, and then you'll know, there's a new Linux kernel, yes, it's applied, yes, it's gonna work. And then you start working and think, oh, this is strange, what happens here, right? So if you update again, nothing to do. That's how far you should get. So these were the packages on here. If a user installs stuff from the AUR, ArcoLinux user repository, then he does that with Yay or Paru or Trizen, right? On our machines, it's Yay or Paru. And there are others like Aura and stuff like that. But those are called AUR helpers. If you want to learn more, Arch, Wiki, AUR, helper, DuckDuckGo it. So we have some other thing, it's called upall, and upall is all the rest. Look, that's the line. It will also update all the stuff from the repos, right? So it's the same as update, but as extra, it will also check, is there something on this computer system that you selected to install from the AUR? Is there an update? Yes, okay, then it's gonna build it. That's the difference, right? AUR is building, takes a bit of time and processor heat and so on, right? Processor power, because he needs to build it. Voila. In this case, I don't need to do anything. What do I mean? There is a package called ArcoLinux bin, and here is .bin. The .bin is actually a very funny thing. There's color wheel, there is crunch, and then you ask, why is he telling that there is crunch, right? Just type in crunch, and then you know. Okay, cool. Star Wars, right? There's little things that are interesting. This is of course going to a server, as you see. If the server is down, no fun for you. Let's see if it kicks in. So monster and a lot of things. But what's also important is stay rolling. If you want to go from 2023, from the ISO of this to there, then you have a look. And here it says there's nothing to do. That's exactly what I'm going to do, telling you that there's nothing to do, right? Seems that the server is not working. Okay, bye. The thing is, what you need to check out as a beginner in ArcoLinux is the word skel. Skel ArcoLinux. Let's see what we get. Skel can be a blessing or a curse. That's indeed a very good article to start with. That's the summary of it all, skel. So I'm gonna go and use the word skel. What happens if I open stay rolling here and I compare it with Super Shift Enter, file system, etc, skel. You check it out on each distro that you're on. You check out the skel, the etc skel of that distro. What's the idea of it? Anything you put in here is going to be the basis for the home directory of a user. So if you put something in here and you say create me John, well, you get a home John, a .bin, not only that, a config, a local, a bash logout, and all of that. So what we used to do in videos is say Ctrl A, Ctrl C, and copy over to the home Eric. So that's basically keeping things up to date inside your home directory. Now we don't want to write in your home directory. You need to make that decision yourself, because there may be things in there, a polybar that you've changed, i3 config that you've changed, stuff that you've changed, and you did not back it up. Now, skel will make a backup. Even if you forget, right, to do a backup, there will be a backup. But nevertheless, right, we make it our point that it's you who needs to make the decision to write. And if you type skel, that's what you do. And you say yes. Yeah? You say yes, do that. So as an example, stay rolling 2023, I'll make another folder from February to March. But here it is, Ctrl T, skel. It's now a bash script and no longer an alias. It makes it easy to get the new configuration in. New configuration often end up in the folder etc skel. I tell you, it will save your life if you're on tiling window managers. 1 comma, a space, a semicolon, it's wrong. Xmonad will not boot, or BSPWM is unbootable, right? With skel, the correct code comes back and you get a backup. Let's also open up this folder. So this one here, that one there, that one there. You see I'm a tiling guy, right? Better. So here we get the backup. Here we get the files that are actually in here. Right? This one is not here, correct? In here we go, and that's interesting to know. We changed a little bit of text inside the pacman.conf. So if you missed a previous video on February, beginning February, this is what we've changed, the pacman.conf. Let's open it up. And we've changed this line. Optional, trusted only. If everything is the same, cool, right? As we love terminals, we have npacman, nano pacman, and you can see and change it like this as well. Optional, trusted only, start typing, Ctrl X, save, done. So that's last time, right? This sheet should be here. So this is exactly what it's gonna do. You read it on, here's the article. And can we copy paste the content from etc skel to your home directory? You decide, right? Yes, you say, all right, boom. And here is your copy, the backup of the config, not of the local, right? If something is there, remember. And here he is. This guy is now over here. And if there was an awesome configuration or a BSPWM configuration, it would have been here as well. Right? Here's the .config. So here is the .config as well. Anything that's in here is now here. So my suggestion is you do a clean install and do immediately a skel. Meaning everything is applied, all the new stuff is in your home directory, and then you start changing. And then maybe be more smart, or different approach is to have a look what's different here, what's different there. But basically the most important thing is, if you got, let's say, XFC is all themed and tweaked, you do Ctrl C, Ctrl V, right? And you call this one mine, or Eric, or John, whatever, right? This will never be overwritten, ever. This is yours, and all you do is put it back if you forgot and say, oh damn, right? Melt, you put everything back. You'll see me work with melt in lots of videos. All right, I think we are at the end of the video. What I'll do is make a new ArcoLinux bin package, and the only thing that will be added is 2302, 2303, and in there, nothing to do. But there was no issue. Keyring is all good, but let's finish with that one. If you see errors with keyrings, which you will see at some point in time in life, -s archlinux-keyring, remember that. And since we're talking about keyrings, right, we have something super nice, and it's called fix key. That's it. Problems with a key? Type fix key. See. As you see, if you got internet, that's of course a big if, you're online, then it's gonna install the archlinux-keyring for you. So that's nice, right? Plus, not only will he install this thing, but it's gonna really remove everything, starting with a clean slate. That's the best expression to say it. Everything out, everything new. That's the best thing always, anywhere, on any OS. Voila. And we can again do our upall, knowing everything is up to date. All right, have fun with ArcoLinux. Next video is what's new in beginning of March. Cheers.